They won't ever stop. They won't shut up. All right, here we go. The lunatics are still trying to run the asylum. Utah educators and union officials caught boasting of secretly teaching CRT. Did we think that they were going to quit teaching CRT? These people don't quit. They don't shut up. They won't stop unless you make them stop. Period. We rely on our politicians. They put laws in place, and these they still go ham. Right? They do not care. They are above the law. The law does not pertain to them. They have a moral obligation to teach your kids how to think, how to feel. And here they are doing it. Why do we allow this? Hopefully something is happening to these people, but let's get into it and see what it's all about. Oh, by the way, I am the Skeptical Realist. You teach it to a group of seniors at West Jordan High, and they don't tell their parents. Because they're high schoolers, yeah, they probably don't talk to their parents. So, and they also might not think that it's changing their view in a not necessarily a positive way about how to look at the world. Because it's coming from a teacher who they're supposed to respect, who they also think have the best interest in mind for them, even though they don't. Even though these people think they do. So, no. Administrators, educators, and union officials in Utah were caught on video boasting about how they managed to keep teaching critical race theory or LGBTQ concepts to students despite Utah's bans on CRT in the classroom, according to a January 27 tweet thread from Accuracy in Media. Thank you, Accuracy in Media. Accuracy. Yeah, we're not going to watch that video. Well, we are not going to watch that video. I was right the first time. We are not going to watch that video. You can go watch it on your own. I watched it because I'm not going to take up more than your time than my dumbass normally does. Yeah. I'll just read the little bit of headlines here. Breaking. Utah administrators and union officials discuss how they secretly usher critical race theory into the curriculum. No surprise. No fucking surprise here, right? These assholes just think they know everything and what's best for everybody. You don't tell their parents. They try to go around it. We have an SEL curriculum in every single school. Okay, SEL, which I didn't know what that was, right? That is social emotional learning curriculum. Social emotional learning curriculum. Sounds great, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Utah legislature passed two resolutions in May. Man, I need new glasses. May of 2021 to ban CRT from schools. Oh, that worked. Here it is 2 years later, almost 2 years later, and they're still teaching it. And the Utah Board of Education then approved similar restrictions in June of 2021. So the next month. Which apparently hasn't stopped the more zealous pro-CRT Utah educators from trying to brainwash students. Did anybody think that it would unless it was followed up on? You have to... Unfortunately, we have to, as parents of students, which I am a parent of a high school student, teach our kids about how these views are racist. And they are a negative view on society and how you should not think like these people are teaching you. And you have to show them the truth about the media and the lies and everything. You have to prove it to them and show them and teach them. I have so many people that I know that their kids have turned into Democrats before they go to college, in high school. And now it's in middle school. I mean, you've got kids wearing pajamas every day to middle school and elementary school because, I don't know, they're never wrong. They can't be reprimanded in some way. Just they allow ridiculousness. Of course, I'm in where I live, not the not the most conservative place on the planet. I would say quite the opposite. One of the most liberal counties in the state, and one that has been in the news over the last couple of years several times for some bullshit. So yeah, I'm not feeling good about where I live, but I educate my child. They know what is going on. They know and can see when their teachers, parents, when the teachers are pulling some bullshit on them and teaching them stuff that is CRT based. Basically, we have to do that to our kids. We have to make them activists in opposition to the left. Unfortunately, I don't want my kid to have to come home and tell me something that their history teacher was talking about in school, like toxic masculinity or something in geometry class. What? What kind of is this, man? These people have huge balls and they don't give a fuck, man. They do not care because they are morally right in their mind to do whatever it takes to make kids believe what they believe. Several of the individuals were from the Jordan school district in Utah. Oh my God. I'm not a reader. Well, at least out loud. For instance, Michelle Loveday, okay, Director of Culture and Diversity at Jordan. What do you think's coming next when you have that title already? What do you think this person believes? What do you think this person's job is? There is still a position called the Director of Culture and Diversity, even though you have laws in this state against CRT. Should that position not be deleted? Is it still needed? Explained how her team gets around the rules by only telling parents what wokeness they taught kids after the fact. Okay. Thus avoiding complaints that could prevent the teaching from taking place. Right. Well, the teaching shouldn't be taking place. It's against the law. These people should be arrested. Right? They should be charged with a crime. Only when you start doing these things and holding them accountable for their fucking actions is something going to change. I need a follow-up on this story for sure. I mean, because this is ridiculous. If you watch the video, they could care less. They don't care. They think it's funny that they're doing these things. And they think they are above the law. Of course, most of the time it's proven that they are. Because nothing does happen to them. But you're in a state, you're in a conservative state that has laws against this. You should be arrested. There was like loopholes with it that it just goes back to the LEA, Local Education Agency, for equity and for things. Okay, and so whenever our team goes out, we don't do an opt-out prior to. Loveday said, I've gotten so many of those, and you know what? Every one of them, I opt my kid out, and why? And knows why. You know, it's bull. It's frustrating. They just go out, meet the kids, work with them. We operate like a math department, and then we give a letter after they go out saying, we were in your school and this is what they talked about. Wow. I mean, something's got to happen to these people, right? Right? Probably not. Maybe in Utah. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Another individual from the Jordan School District is Katrina Kennedy, teacher specialist. before I was in this role, my department did. Oh God. My department did. We did a discourse unit on social justice issues. I can't read. I apologize because I don't know if I need new glasses or some bullshit. Something's going on. Kennedy said the videographer asked, "What does the MAGA crowd or the church say when you start talking about social justice?" Kennedy clarified that the woke material was worked into a required English class. It is unclear exactly what preferred pronouns or social justice have to do with English class, but Kennedy sees no issue. Emphasis mine. Okay. So if you watch the video, you'll see it. Yeah, she does not care. It's like, oh, we're going to put this in here no matter what you say. Well, how about if I arrest your ass and charge you with a crime and put you in jail? Then what are you going to do? You going to do it again? They might. Then you have to do it again and over again till these people stop. But like I was saying earlier, you have to have your kids tell you what's going on in the school. There's no streaming the class anymore, right? So we have to be aware. We have to be those activists. Unfortunately, these assholes have made us have to do this shit. Nobody wants to do this shit. I don't want to fucking do this shit. But we have to. I don't know. I just heard a noise. We have to. And they have to. Unfortunately, everything's been made into politics. Or everything's about politics. Or sexuality. You know, what happened to kids being kids? F that, right? For them. No, F that. They can't be kids anymore. They have to be sexualized at 12 years old or 10 years old. I mean, what the fuck is this shit? It's insanity. Really. All right. Let's see. You teach it to a group of seniors at West Jordan High and they don't tell their parents. Well, yeah, because their age and they probably don't talk to their parents. Like I think I said that earlier. I don't know. Maybe I was just, no, maybe. Well, it was a required class, English 12. Okay, that's that same lady talking that we were just going over. There are things as a high school teacher that frustrated me, like you can't ask for pronouns. They made that law. I still did, and a lot of the high school teachers I know, especially in the English department, because we were like, this is bullcrap. Like, we still did. Okay. Again, you're breaking the law, and you're admitting to it. I know you don't think you're admitting to it to people who oppose your views, but yeah, this is criminal, I would think. We'll see what happens. I hope something happens to these idiots. Bullcrap is a fairly accurate description of Kennedy's teaching theories. Yes. And Letitia Vigil, teacher specialist in Jordan, explained how there's a whole system behind sneaking CRT and woke race theories into curriculum. Yeah, sneaking CRT and woke race theories into curriculum. That's what they're doing. Again, they won't stop. They won't ever stop. They won't shut up. They know that they're right. They know for a fact. They are so convinced that they are right and they're morally right in doing this to your kids. They don't give a shit about you and how you want to raise your kids and what you want to teach your kids about the world and life. Doesn't fucking matter. They have to tell them because only their view is correct. I know I'm preaching to the choir. Sorry. The work that Gwen G did critical front load. Okay. Helping teachers front load some of those lessons that might be considered, like CRT or white privilege. Things like that, how to name things, so changing the name of things in order to make it not sound CRT or woke and talk about things. I would like to name these actions as outrageous. Wait, is that the writer of the thing or the speaker? I don't know. But Jordan isn't the only Utah school district with problematic leftist propagandizers. Missy Hamilton, director of teaching and learning, Director of Teaching and Learning. Remember that in the Murray School District laughed jubilantly while excitedly explaining how one teacher refused to remove his Black Lives Matter flag in accordance with legal restrictions. Again, breaking the law. Legal restrictions. What's happening to this person? Anything? So if nothing happens, then what occurs after that? Then there's lawlessness pretty much, because if you don't enforce it, brain load, if you don't enforce it with one, then the others are like, well, wait a minute, we should be able to do the same thing, right? So, all right, we're going to do that because we can now get away with it, even though it's against the law. Another ramble, sorry. We have a teacher at the high school, and his name is Isaac. Okay, she gives up his name and everything. When all of this stuff happened, so now that they know who this person is anyway. It doesn't matter if she said his name. When all this stuff happened, he had Black Lives Matter flag, great big one. And he was just loud and proud. And even after the board said, you know, you can't have a flag bigger than the American flag. Ha 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 ha. I mean, it was huge. It was huge, you know, bigger than the American flag, you know, you got to take it down. And he was like, no, I'm not going to. Whereas other teachers were fearful, right? He was like, fire me, right? And he had enough tenure, and they're like, oh, okay. You know, he was like, write me up, fire me. What are you going to do? They're not going to do anything, more than likely. Or there will be a lawsuit for what? He's the one that broke the law. But that doesn't matter because he's on the left. And they can do whatever they want, whenever they want, wherever they want, for whatever reason they want. Sarah Roberts, Executive Director of Ogden School District, was proud of circumventing the rules, apparently by tricking a parent. That's great. But why wouldn't they? They would, and they do, of course. And this is going on everywhere. Don't think this is just a Utah problem or just this one school district or there's just this one high school. It is everywhere. Everywhere these idiots are, they have to push their shit on everybody else. They have to. It's just built in somehow. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, if I wanted to force my views on them, they would be completely irate. But it's okay for them to force their views on me. Hypocrisy, a tenet of the left, never ending, and it's okay. And the end justifies the means, always. Even with that woke curriculum, so I came up with, I don't know if these people are talking this way or I'm just reading it this way. Very frustrating. Even with that woke curriculum, so I came up with an alternate curriculum for that child. It is still an SEL, social emotional learning curriculum, right? And I was like, so how about your child do this and this and this during that time? That sounds fantastic. Evidently, that's what the parent said. Roberts detailed, and it's the same thing, the videographer asked. Well, of course it's not, but it meets the same objectives, Roberts replied, grinning cockily. Cockily. Okay, see? They're proud. They're proud of it. They won't stop. They won't shut up unless you make them. Ultimately, any parent who still has kids in public schools should assume teachers are feeding leftist CRT propaganda to their kids, regardless of state laws. They are still teaching CRT. If they're not being looked into or watched, or your kid is not vigilant about letting you know so that you can say something to somebody and try to get something done about it, they're going to continue to do it. There's no stopping them. So that's pretty much it. Make sure you, I'll try to link the article down below and watch that video from Accuracy in Media. It's pretty much everything we just went over, but you can see their dumb faces as they're saying the shit happily and gleefully and jubilantly. and the fact that they won't stop unless they are stopped. And in this case, I think they're justified. It's justified to stop them because they are breaking the law. They don't see it that way, but hopefully the courts see it that way. I would like a follow-up. But yeah, that's it. Utah educators. This might as well not say Utah educators. This might as well say U.S. educators and union officials. Probably. Well, teachers union. Of course, they're still teaching CRT and BLM stuff and 1619 Project. All of that is still being taught, regardless of what laws are in place or what people are telling you. Tell your kids. Have them tell you what's happening, what's really happening. All right, that's going to do it for this one. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Before you go, maybe head over and check out the merch store. Yeah, click the link below. I've got 2 subscribers, and I've got a merch store. Who knew?